Donna Guest here, the Lazy Scrapbooker and Creative Memories Advisor. It's time for the next edition of the Savvy Scrapbookers. That's where my friends Debbie Martin and Nicole So and I get together and divide up one pack of paper and one pack of stickers and share how to create 6 pages. This month we are ready for a little Christmas cheer. My 2 pages are super fast and simple. I hope you love them. Let's get started. Here are the papers and the stickers that I got from Christmas Cheer. I have 2 matching pieces of red plaid, this yellow polka dot, and then these beautiful green trees. And then I've got tons of stickers here, probably more than I'll use, but I'm definitely going to use these 2 golden border stickers because they match these polka dots so well. Now this is totally optional, but I'm also going to bring in a piece of our gold shimmer cardstock, and this paper is super light. For tools needed, I'm going to keep it pretty simple this time. I'm of course using the 12-inch trimmer, and I'm going to feature the Nutcracker border punch that came out at the same time as Christmas Cheer. And to make sure I'm able to put that on easily, I'm recommending Repositionable tape runner. Let's start with our 2 base papers. This time we all tried having matching base papers for a change. What I'm going to do though is cut off 3 inches from each of these using the straight blade. And I'm going to use this red paper that I'm trimming off to use with the Nutcracker punch. Let's go ahead and start with our Nutcrackers. Okay, when you're using a border punch like this, you're always going to want to start the pattern at this black line here. Now with the Nutcracker punch, that's more important than ever because if you just start in the middle, you're going to start in the middle of the pattern and you may get a headless Nutcracker, which is not what we want for this. So I'm going to make sure I start it right there at the black line, and with 3 inches of paper, it's enough so that I can see it. And I'm going to punch, and then of course, a little bit of an intricate pattern, so I try to pull it out and not slide it over so that it doesn't get caught. And then I'm going to go in here and line them up over the blue pattern there, and punch again. Looks good. So now I'll go ahead and finish out both of these. When I'm at the last Nutcracker of the punch, there's no paper over here for me to hold on to against the ledge, so I'm just pressing back a little so that I can feel the paper at the ledge there. And that will help me make sure I've got it perfect. Always have some scissors on hand because there's always going to be that little bit of a hair there that's kind of left. So I'm just going to snip that off. And we'll go ahead and make the other one. Okay, so here are our 2 Nutcracker borders, and we've got some extra paper. I'm actually not planning on using this, but hang on to that because we're going to have a few little extra pieces you could probably get another page out of this with. So that he really shows up, this is where I'm going to bring in the optional piece of this gold shimmer paper, and we're going to punch 2 and put it behind him and then kind of offset a little bit so that the gold comes through here without having to do a lot of work. So I'll go ahead and punch these 2. Now I've got 4 Nutcracker borders, and again, these 2 guys are completely optional. If you've got some gold shimmer paper lying around, at least a few inches, then you can add this to it. So we'll set this aside now. Next, we're going to take our white paper with the gold dots on it. So here's why I'm doing it the way I'm about to do it. Now, if you were working directly on your scrapbook page and knew you were going to use these pages right away, then you could just attach this large 9x12 piece here, and we could cut off 3 inches to put right here. But we don't always know exactly when we're using our pages, and so I'm going to cut off a little bit more so that I can attach it underneath here and basically kind of use the welding technique to make our pages. And if you like to use these pages here, which are the Creative Memories top loading single pocket pages, that's the way you're going to usually want to do it anyway. So let me show you how we're going to do this, and I'll put a link up in the top right corner that shows all about our different types of pages that we offer with Creative Memories. I've decided to bring in my 13x13 mats because they do help me measure and make sure I get this a perfect 12 inches when we create it. So I'm going to give us a little bit extra, and I'm going to go to about 3 3/4 inches. Cut one for the left side, and I'm going to do the same thing for the right side. That's 3 3/4 inches, not quite to the 4-inch mark. And then we've got this paper that measures at 4 1/2 inches that will be great for 2 photo mats. So using my 13x13 mat, I can easily attach this, but I want this part to go underneath it. So I'm going to use this 12 by 12 space in here, and this is just one of the many reasons I love this mat. And I'm going to attach repositionable tape runner here, and I'm using repositionable because I'm not that confident in my ability to make this straight the first time. So if you're really confident, you can use the regular tape. And I'm going to attach this over here around the 9 and the 3 over here, just to make sure that the edge of this comes right over here. And that's just a, oops, see, I told you I wasn't confident. I'm not happy with that. Okay, I think that's good. All right, and then just give it a nice press there. And we have what looks like a perfect 12 by 12 piece of paper, and we see the big mess on the back. But hey, that looks pretty good. These are just crazy patterns that I wouldn't use together. But if you want to, you can. So I'm going to do the same thing over here on the right-hand side. And I cut enough over here, making it 3 3/4 instead of like 3 1/4 or 3 1/2, to allow myself to put the tape runner down there without any of it showing. So I line it up over here, and then I make sure these edges are straight, and then nice little press, and it looks really good. That's really, really clean, looks great, but we're even going to, use these stickers on it as well. So now we can have fun attaching our cute little nutcrackers. And the reason I did the gold is just to give it a little more color in the back. And some people have done great things with these where they cut different parts and they really kind of dress up their nutcracker. It looks amazing, but as you know, I am the lazy scrapbooker, so this is the lazy method of doing that. So as you can see, the gold just shows through on all the holes there, and you can see a little bit on the outside edge on the right. So that's what I'm going to do here, just to add a little bit extra to it. So I'm going to use a silicone mat here, and I wish we still had these available. If you didn't get one, of course, you can always use a piece of parchment paper or a piece of wax paper when you've completed one of the sticker sheets. If you've used all the stickers, the wax paper underneath works nicely. I know it doesn't happen often where we complete or use all the stickers. If you have a problem with leftover stickers and that you just don't know what to do with them, I'm going to throw up a link to a video I did in the top right hand corner. That's just an easy and fun page idea that uses all of those leftover stickers. So I'm going to put this guy over to the right a little bit, so the gold on this side is going to show to the left, and then I'll let it show to the right on the other side. And of course, parchment paper out of your kitchen is perfect as well. And the reason I'm recommending these is because the tape runner, of course, if you're not as familiar with repositionable tape runner, it comes off in dots. And I don't know if you can see this real well, maybe in the light as I move it, but it comes off in dots, and it only goes off on the paper. So the rest of it, if it doesn't stick to silicone or parchment or wax, it's going to stay on the tape runner so that you don't get a big mess of adhesive dots everywhere. All right, and now I'm going to put the top one down, leaving a little bit of gold to show over to the right to give kind of a little shadow and the color popping through. So here's what it looks like close up. You can see just a little bit of gold, and again, this was optional for you, but I do like the effect that that gives. Now let's cut the last piece of paper that I got, which is this beautiful set of Christmas trees. It's got these little white trees on green paper on the other side. I'm not really using those. Got a little bit left over. But first, we're going to just cut off a 3-inch strip vertically. And the reason why is that I'm just saving this. You can use this for something else. I don't have a place for it on here, but I'm just going to put it over to the side. We're going to have another page out of this for sure. And so now I have a 9-inch wide piece of paper that I'm going to cut crossways. And this is just conserving papers. That's why I cut it that way, so that you don't end up with 2 6-inch strips. You have one 12-inch strip. We're going to cut it 6 inches. So we don't have many cuts in this pattern. All right, and I'm going to place it somewhere up here. My idea is that I want to have enough room for 4x6 pictures down here, or 4x4 pictures, whatever I have, and then just enough right up here. So that looks pretty good right there. I'm going to go ahead and put one of these down. And I thought I would use these stickers to clean up the edges, but this is looking pretty neat. I'm still going to use the stickers though, because I like how it separates the two types of paper. I'm just pushing these together to make sure I get it even. And we'll go ahead and put these down. And I think I want it this way, with the stars kind of sticking out to the outer edges. I hope I get it right. It's harder to pull up stickers than it is the repositionable tape runner. And I'm just trying to cover up the edge here and clean it up. Although it looked pretty neat. Okay, so far so good. Basically what we've created here is a canvas now for your photos, because you know what your photos are going to be. I don't. And here's what I have left. So I've got these trees left, this green. I've got these two red strips here, which on the other side is this nice crisscross pattern. And then I've got this, which will make two nice photo mats. All right, so we can use them here or we can use them on an extra page, but I'm going to set that aside. This is so symmetrical. I love it. So here's one option. If you have the Victorian blade or your other favorite blade, you could certainly trim off the edge of these two strips up here. Especially if you don't have a lot of pictures, that will add a little bit to it. I've got a ton of pictures on this page, so I just left that off this time. But what I did was trim one side, then flip the paper around and trim the other side. That way you get the same pattern going this way that's going that way. Here's a better look at this. Now I'm just going to add my photos and the rest of the stickers. Now I will tell you, I am actually caught up on Christmas. It's one of the few things that I can brag about. So I reached back a couple of years to when we went to see the Nutcracker, and that's what I'm going to use for these pages. I didn't realize that until recently, or I would have tried to get those Nutcracker stickers, but Nicole used them and they're adorable. But I didn't need them because I have the Nutcracker border punch. So let me just add these photos and stickers and I think we'll be done. All done, and I've got 8 photos on this 2-page spread thanks to my personal trimmer. And I was even able to add my journaling, few stickers here, not many. I've got tons left over. If you're doing a page using this layout and you want to do something before Christmas or about wish lists, things like that, I've got these stickers left in here that you can use for that, and it would be absolutely perfect. But I just had so many pictures on the page, there weren't many spaces to put the stickers, but I'm happy with it. I got all these memories on 2 pages, and I will say it was fun reliving this night again. I always laugh when my sister Lori tells me that my journaling always just works out. Well, she's not wrong. My journaling does work out sometimes because I kind of tailor what I'm writing to fit the space, but I had a big gap here, so it was our anniversary, so I just added a little heart. We can always make it work out. Now be sure to check out Debbie and Nicole's layouts. You'll find the links to their videos in the description of this video. Thanks for watching.